The high-resolution model run that just came in shows an explosion of freezing rain coverage that's frankly shocking. We're now looking at a corridor of devastating ice accumulation that stretches from Abilene, Texas, all the way through Dallas, Shreveport, Jackson, Mississippi, and into Memphis. But here's what just changed in the last 2 minutes. The warm air advection layer, that slice of above-freezing air that sits above the surface, has intensified significantly. This means we're going to see a longer duration freezing rain event than previously forecast. Areas that we thought might see 6 to 8 hours of freezing rain are now looking at 12 to 16 hours of continuous ice accumulation. Let me break down exactly what's happening right now as you're watching this. At this very moment, freezing rain is coating roads across northern Texas and southern Oklahoma. Interstate 20, Interstate 35, and Interstate 40 are extremely dangerous right now. We're talking about a thick glaze of ice that has made driving nearly impossible. Multiple accidents are being reported, and emergency crews are struggling to respond. Oklahoma City is in the thick of it right now with heavy snow coming down at rates of 2 to 3 inches per hour. Visibility is down to near zero in some areas. This is producing blizzard conditions across central Oklahoma. Now, here's where the contrast becomes really important. While Oklahoma City is getting buried in snow, Dallas is experiencing something far more dangerous at this very moment. The latest model shows Dallas will remain locked in freezing rain from now all the way through Monday morning. We're talking about a potential 20 to 24-hour freezing rain event for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Current projections show ice accumulations between 3/4 of an inch to potentially over 1¼ inches in parts of Dallas. To put that in perspective, anything over ½ inch of ice is considered extremely dangerous. Over an inch of ice is catastrophic. Trees that have stood for 100 years are already starting to snap. Power lines are coming down across North Texas as we speak. We're looking at widespread power outages that could last for days, potentially even a week or more in some areas. Let's track where this storm is heading in the next several hours, because timing is everything. By 6 p.m. tonight, the storm is going to continue exploding in coverage and intensity. Memphis is going to transition from snow to sleet and then to freezing rain. Little Rock is already locked into a devastating ice event. Shreveport has been experiencing freezing rain for hours, and the ice is piling up quickly. At the same time, we've got this massive area of heavy snow that's going to intensify from Kansas City down through Springfield, Missouri, and into Bentonville, Arkansas. These areas are seeing snowfall rates that are exceeding 2 inches per hour right now. By Monday morning at 6 a.m., Nashville enters the most dangerous phase. The latest model run shows Nashville could see between ½ an inch to 3/4 of an inch of ice accumulation over the next 18 hours. This is a worst-case scenario for a city that doesn't have the infrastructure to deal with this kind of ice loading. We're expecting major power outages across Middle Tennessee starting tonight and continuing through Monday. The transition zone is also locked in now, and this is bad news for millions. Lexington, Louisville, and Cincinnati are right in that dangerous zone between heavy snow and a devastating ice mix. The latest NBM data shows Lexington could see anywhere from 10 inches of pure snow if the warm layer stays south, or just 5 to 6 inches with significant ice accumulation if that warm air pushes just 30 miles further north. Louisville is in a similar precarious situation, and Cincinnati is barely holding on to staying mostly snow. But here's what makes this update from 2 minutes ago so critical. The European model, which has been the most accurate with this system, just shifted that warm nose about 25 miles further northwest than the previous run. If this verifies, and there's strong reason to believe it will based on current observations, we're looking at significantly more ice and less snow for the Ohio River Valley than we forecasted just 6 hours ago. Let's talk about what's happening in the Northeast, because this situation just intensified dramatically. Boston, you're now in line for potentially 24 to 30 inches of snow. The latest high-resolution models are showing intense banding setting up right over the Boston metro area tonight into Monday. We're talking about snowfall rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour at the absolute peak of this storm. New York City is now looking at 16 to 20 inches, Philadelphia 14 to 18 inches, and Washington, D.C. 12 to 16 inches. This is a crippling snowstorm for the I-95 corridor. The kind of storm that shuts down major airports for days and creates absolute travel chaos across the entire eastern seaboard. This is the kind of ice storm that becomes a once-in-a-generation event. The kind that fundamentally changes communities and gets written into local history books. The Winter Storm Severity Index, which measures expected impacts rather than just snowfall totals, is now painting extreme to catastrophic impacts across a massive area of northern Mississippi, southern Tennessee, and northern Alabama. We're not just talking about canceled flights and closed schools. We're talking about genuine emergency situations where people lose power in life-threatening cold, where roads become completely impassable for days, where emergency services cannot reach people who need help. And speaking of the life-threatening cold, this is where things become absolutely critical for safety. The Arctic high-pressure system that's driving all of this is massive and exceptionally strong, and it's going to settle right over the central United States for at least 5 to 7 days after this storm moves through. Wednesday morning, after the storm finally exits, we're looking at temperatures that this part of the country hasn't experienced in over 15 years. Nashville is forecast to drop to 3 degrees below zero Wednesday morning. That's the actual air temperature, not the wind chill. Memphis will be sitting at 1 degree. Little Rock at 2 degrees below zero. Dallas could drop to 8 degrees. These are temperatures that the Deep South is absolutely not equipped to handle under normal circumstances. And we're talking about these temperatures hitting during widespread power outages from catastrophic ice damage. 4 areas further north, Wednesday morning brings dangerous cold as well. 3 degrees in Louisville, 0 degrees in Cincinnati, and 2 degrees below zero in Indianapolis. When you factor in wind chill values, we're talking about feels like temperatures of 20 to 30 degrees below zero across much of the Ohio Valley and Mid-Atlantic. This cold is not just uncraptable, it's genuinely dangerous, especially for anyone without power or adequate shelter. If you're in the path of this ice storm, right now, at this very moment, you need to be treating this like a week-long emergency. Because that's exactly what this could become for many communities. Charge every electronic device you own right now. Fill your bathtubs with water while you still have running water and pressure. Make sure you have multiple flashlights and fresh batteries. Check on your elderly neighbors right now, today, before conditions deteriorate further. Bring your pets inside immediately. If you have a generator, make sure it's fueled, tested, and ready to go. And make sure you know how to operate it safely. This is absolutely not the time to adopt a wait-and-see approach. The model data is crystal clear, and current observations are confirming our worst fears. This is going to be a historic, dangerous, and potentially life-threatening event for millions of people. Make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on, because we'll be providing updates every 2 to 3 hours as this situation continues to unfold. Stay safe out there.